Thanks for watching my video. Here I got here two question, okay, which is integral 1 over e to the x plus 1 and just changing the sign, okay. Integral 1 over e to the x minus 1 dx. So we are going to integrate here we are going to use integration by substitution method, okay. Now firstly, for Roman number 1, integral of 1 over e to the x plus 1 dx. This one I can simplify as what? E to the x plus 1 minus 1 over e to the x plus 1 dx. Okay, I can simplify like this. And no, sorry, here will be e, okay, e to the x. Okay, this and this will cancel, so it will be only 1. Okay, now this one, integration of e to the x plus 1 over e to the x plus 1 dx minus integral of e to the x over e to the x plus 1 dx. And this root term is just integral of dx only, and this is e to the x over e to the x plus 1 dx. Here we can use substitution method. Okay, now just substitute uh, u equal to 1 plus e to the x. Okay, now when you differentiate, du will be e to the x dx only. Okay, and this root term we get x over there. Here only this part one. Okay, and this part will be integral of e to the x dx. E to the x dx is du over 1 is this u. Okay, which will be x minus integral of integral of 1 over u is log of u plus constant of integration c. So lastly, we'll just put back in the original form e to the x plus 1 plus constant of integration. Okay, now for the second one, integral of 1 over e to the x minus 1 dx. Okay, this one I can simplify as minus, okay, of minus 1 over e to the x minus 1 dx, because minus minus plus. And this one just simplify it again, minus integral of this one, so it will be e to the x minus 1 minus e to the x over e to the x minus 1 dx, because e to the x and e to the x will cancel, and this one minus 1 again, same thing. So minus, just separate them, minus are common on both sides. Okay, integral of e to the x minus 1 over e to the x minus 1 dx minus integral of e to the x over e to the x minus 1 dx. Okay, which will be minus, these two will get cancelled out, integral of dx only, minus integral of e to the x over 1 e to the x minus 1 dx. Here only this part. Okay, let's consider on this, let's solve this part. Let's say I. Okay, this part is I, so let's solve this part. Let's say this is 1, so I is equal to e to the x over e to the x minus 1 integral dx. Now use substitution method here again, put u equal to e to the x minus 1, so du will be e to the x dx. Okay, you'll get now integral of what? E to the x dx will be du over this will be u. So one is this log of u plus c. Now put back in equation 1 again. From this one come here again. Therefore, integral of 1 over e to the x minus 1 dx will be, this whole term will be minus x, let's open the bracket again, minus minus become plus, okay, and this short term is nothing but log of 1 is u is e to the x minus 1 plus constant of integration. So this is our last answer.